Good evening, and welcome to We All Gon' Die Wednesday. This won't do. That's the phrase echoing louder by the day. Not from politicians, not from the headlines, but from people paying attention. Because everywhere you look right now, the cracks aren't forming anymore. They're widening. Supply chains aren't broken. They're unpredictable. Energy markets aren't volatile, they're weaponized. And geopolitics, it's no longer posturing, it's positioning. We're watching shipping lanes get threatened in real time. We're watching escalation get normalized. We're watching leaders respond with the same tired old playbook. Delay, deny, deflect. But here's the problem. You can't spin reality when it starts hitting your front door. When insurances pull out, when response times get stretched, when the system you were told were permanent, they start acting temporary, that's when people start saying it. This won't do. Not as a complaint, but as a realization. Because the gap between what should be happening and what is happening is getting too wide to ignore. Most people are still waiting for someone else to fix it. But what happens when nobody does? What happens when the cavalry isn't coming? When the institutions hesitate? When the systems slow down just enough to fail when you actually need them? That's where we are. Not collapse, not chaos, but something much more dangerous. Erosion. Slow, uneven, just enough dysfunction to keep you guessing, and just enough stability to keep you complacent. But for those watching closely, you already know this won't do.
Livingston, roll that beautiful beam footage.
Hey Alexa, you know what day it is? It's We All Go Die! We all go die! We all go die! It's a We All Go Die Wednesday!
Welcome to We All Gon' Die Wednesday. Michelle P.W., James, Teresa Buchanan, Michelle Law, Brooklyn Girl, Betty Lou, Hobson, K. Paul in the house, Lily Highlander, Bad Blobber, good to see ya, Ghost Lincoln in the house, Yankee Watchdog, Yardbirds, TT1, what's good? Oops in the house, Prepper 101, good to see ya. Hope everybody's doing well this evening on this We All Gon' Die Wednesday. Hang on a second. I am missing people because we were hanging out in top chat. Did I miss anybody? William K's, what's up? Dana, let's prep. Happy belated birthday, Livingston man. It wasn't his birthday, but it was his family's birthday, and he had to attend CUCV Farmer. Diesel fuel in West Michigan and the People's Republic of Michigan is $4.59 to $5.29. It's costing me an extra 2 to 2.5 to go to work. Ouch. Ouch. Please, folks, chime in with the known gas price in your area. I just saw the gas prices up the road. I took a picture so I wouldn't forget what they were because I've been dealing with a lot of numbers lately, and I figured that was the best way to record it. Regular gasoline plus the ethanol that they put in it to cut it and turn it into crap. $3.85 for regular, $4.25 for plus, $4.55 for premium. Diesel is at $5.65 a gallon here, and it's every day it goes up. It's just a matter of how much it goes up. The DEF fluid, yeah. Yep, it's listen, it's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse. No end in sight. Continued targets of oil infrastructure in foreign lands.
This vision of America that seems to be taking shape seems to be based on the premise that you don't so much live here, you work here. And it's a company store. You owe it all back to them, man. That's kind of what I see taking shape here is you're just resort staff for people that fucking got it way better than you ever got them. Sad.
It's starting to feel like it.
But true. Dun, 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 dun.
That James Hetfield's going to come right out.
I had to cut it short.
Man, yeah, be careful. Be careful. Metallica's brutal. Kane Corso, good to see you. Katrinka LOL.
Yeah, I'm taking on the revenue.
XNYCOG, good to see you, brother.
Now,
Prepper 101 says, I'm okay with the gas prices as long as we jack Iran up to prevent bad shit from happening down the road. Bro, listen.
Your sentence broke in half there because taking Iran is going to cause problems down the road. See, the thing that keeps happening with the Middle East especially is these people are told that like us and our allies are a certain way, and then we present ourselves to them exactly how they were told we would act. And unless you take them all out, you have a younger generation who remembers what was done to them, the parents and children and sisters and brothers they lost, and it never stops. I'm not saying appease our enemies, but I'm saying the cycle of violence has never worked, and it's starting to become obvious that it's got to be for a different reason than what we're being told was always the reason.
Whatever the reason.
Profit. It's what it is.
War ends a lot of human life. Both sides, right? All parties concerned. A lot of unnecessary death and destruction. Infrastructure or infrastructure buildings, things that are, hundreds, thousands of years old over there, and it's all just being demolished. It's almost like they're taking an eraser to real history and just carving it off the map.
I remember when it was
drone strikes and missiles.
It was horrific, and everybody shed real tears when ISIS did that. But it's different.
Man. Who knows what'll come out of all this? I fear that somebody's going to hit
some brave new world. That's what the people behind all this believe is like, the outcome here. And what better time than now, Mike? We've always said, shit gotta stay unprecedented. You cannot be precedented in this modern media age. You got to be unprecedented every moment, every second, every viral video, every headline's got to be unprecedented. That's never happened before. They pulling out stats of how much it never happened before, like them MLB motherfuckers that know like the ridiculous stats. Like they're like, this is the first time in 315 weeks that on a Thursday when it was 60 degrees that a person did the thing, and they're like, holy fuck. But it's got to be unprecedented. And they know it.
And grounded in facts.
And it filters all the way up. Everything's got to be, we need that next viral sensation, proverbially.
Polarized.
And everybody's got to weigh in on it. And it's got to be something. I know you're feeling me right now, and you better be self-reflecting right now because I've seen everybody reacting. I've seen myself reacting. Fed to shit. Reacted just like a good citizen. Good little subscriber. And but then you start to wonder, like, hey, did I think for myself on that one?
Listen,
did I blindly react? They got the 2 minutes hate out of me. They did exactly what they wanted to do.
The algorithms are designed to sway the way you think, right? Sway the decisions you make. It's
And
how
it
it's how the whole
gaslights you and
thing's made.
says, I was just trying to make you happy.
Yeah. Rapture ready. Good to see you.
The AI is narcissistic. I was just trying to make you happy. Oh, I thought you liked that. I'm sorry.
Dana Let's Prep says, is there still an interest in fracking, or would that just be small beans? Well, now that the price of oil is up, it becomes more cost effective to frack, right?
Why? So
It's
they can,
well, no, it's only cost effective because it costs so much to drill those wells through the rocks. It's a lot, right?
got
It's
this-
not
I got-
like digging through the Texas sand.
I got this written down here too, like right there. I wrote that down 3 weeks ago. I never said it. Prices never go down.
No.
Once they lock it in.
Well, oil's done this thing. Gold and silver has done the same thing. All of these things do the ebb and flow, right? The dollar, though, on the other hand, that shit is like this. It's like
apparently the United States
or
government was
whatever way you want to sway the map.
the United States was declared insolvent.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
We ain't got no money.
We're toast.
Big in debt.
To who?
I don't know. Planet Jupiter at this point, I think.
Federal Reserve Bank.
Someone somewhere we owe more money than like truly, honestly can possibly exist, which is
Chance Paladin says 100 trillion in debt. To who?
at this point,
Who
it's
do
like,
we
how
owe the
about we
money
just
to?
admit that shit was fake the whole time? Like
people
I've
that-
been saying,
the people that print
said,
it.
I told you the money was fake.
Right? The people that print it and set the interest rates and tell you that you have all this
works.
debt and give you credit cards with, 35% interest rate. Yeah, dog, you'll be fine. Go ahead. We'll give you like a $10,000 limit on that jammy, bro. Go ham. Live your life.
And we'll see you in 2 years.
Tank Houston. What's good, my brother? Good to see you.
It's tough. It's not tough. It's always tough times.
Yardbird says counting unfounded liabilities, more like 4 quadrillion. You ain't wrong. TT1 says it's the Fed. Well, fuck them anyway. We bomb people for less, right? Wipe them off the face of the earth because they said you won't.
And you know what's wild? And you called this the money furnace. Is that's where like the big money goes.
Yeah,
like,
in the war.
Everybody wants to yammer on and piss and moan about whether people should get state funded health care and education.
I got state-funded Tomahawk motherfucking cruise missiles, Livingston, man. They write HVPS on the side of them. And then send them at civilian infrastructure.
I made a joke on my Facebook page about it where the Livingston Manor purchased 2 fighter jets for $70 billion, and I named them healthcare and education.
Oh, there you go.
Because they asked for it, so that's what I gave them. And that's what you get. And so when to paraphrase and shut the whole long story short, always money for war. Got that instantly.
Never money for the poor. No.
Not even for the poor, for anything. But war, oh yeah, we got it. I would need $200 billion. Like, you got it, dude. What the fuck is that?
Yeah. That's crazy, man.
That's not me like talking some liberal, blue-haired necrophiliac propaganda. That's you watch C-SPAN and watch these out-of-touch rich people dictate the rules to you as they are hidden behind rules for them.
So, speaking of the rules, this was something that was weighing on my mind today, right? As I'm watching Kathy Hochul's beg for people to come back to New York from Florida after she told them, God, get on the plane and get the hell out of here. Get out of here. We don't want you here.
It's the out of touch.
Right?
Man.
So she literally told them all to leave, and then they were like, yo, she's right. Let's just pack up the $100 million business. And we're gonna move our headquarters down to Florida, just like she asked for, and we're gonna pay Florida our tax money from now on, since we're not welcome here.
It is,
and they did, and people voted with their businesses and their tax base, right? And they packed up their shit and closed up their big skyscraper in Manhattan, and went and got a nice beachfront sprawling place in Miami, Florida, where they're busier than ever, and they're like, oh, you guys came from New York, you're awesome, because there's so many fucking New Yorkers in Florida. It's basically New York South.
It's like reverse immigration. Like they're like,
get the fuck out of here.
You know, like you like fucking carpet bagging New Yorkers down here. Hate you guys.
It's brutal, but they voted with their money, and they left. They took their big businesses out of New York State. and the tax base crumbled. All those high tax paying folks, they left. Their employees left with them. New York loses people every year, especially upstate New York. Upstate New York loses more people than the average in New York City every year. New York City gains while upstate New York loses, right?
I would challenge your assertion and their workers left with them. A lot that maybe that happened.
I think so. I think some of the higher earners, people who are in a position to.
But when they shut down Flanders up in Hudson, they just packed off to Mexico. Like those people didn't go live in fucking Mexico.
You're totally right. You're totally right. But I think some of the high-paying folks who worked in those jobs, I'm sure they took their money down to Florida to continue to work in that place, and their money went even further. And they're probably doing a little better now because they left New York and they're down in Florida. Tax-wise, right? Maybe they even got a increase in pay to go down there. Maybe some, the companies in some cases will pay for your relocation fees. So that's amazing. Scott Hummer, good to see you, brother. Hope all is well. ADRVT, good evening. Chance Paladin, thank you for stopping in tonight. STP, thank you for being here, sister. We appreciate it. Miko Wolf, good to see you.
There's big issues. There's if I had a we all gonna die Wednesday clock.
We're like 15 seconds to midnight.
Yeah, the odds on it are actually pretty
good,
decent. And it sucks, but listen, let's recap the world situation right now. Okay, never mind the climate. Either apparently not fucking changing or doing stuff that none of us ever seen before, but okay, whatever. War, pestilence,
famine.
New COVID variant, heard that? Yeah, I seen that. The 28 states got the new one. I'm like, guys, you guys still pulling this one too. Anyway, we got the four horsemen are riding across this planet like roughshod, and everyone's trying to act like they can't see them doing it. Their hoof prints, like if you listen close, they're out there right now, coming closer to you. Thank God that doesn't happen here. You will say, thank God it wasn't me, until it is you taking the video of it happening to you. Prep up.
Now accepting donations for an epic doomsday clock.
We just needed to have 12 digits, 12 to just a clock face. It ain't got to have no minutes on it. Mike's clicking buttons. Yeah, look around. It's or the alternative, for the sake of the conversation, is that the reality being presented to us is more or less unverifiable. Okay, and so you could say, is everything just being simulated? Are we is the dog being wagged? Like, it's not like I'm gonna pop over to Iran real quick and check the shit out for myself, and nobody else is in a position to either. And the only people in a position to are the ones who are the gatekeepers of the information, to the point where you can't trust. You could be presented with absolute verifiable truth, but because lies, propaganda, and AI manipulation exist, you can't trust anything. This is the erosion.
Yeah.
Of your basic, your trust in anything. You can't trust anything, so you don't.
Yeah.
And then you don't care.
You lose the faith in the institutions that are supposed to provide the structure for your society. You're toast, bro. You're cooked. You're 100% cooked. You're on the death spiral at that juncture. Kathy Hochul said it plain as day. We need high net worth people to pay those high taxes in New York State solely to support our generous social programs, right? I think the problem with the social programs is they are extremely mismanaged, right? The structure, the red tape, everything that's there, it slows help if you ever get it.
What if that's because the even to collect these social benefits, it's like you almost have to like meet some level of privilege, but in reverse. Like there's certain rules. Like
Yes,
you
there
can't-
is. There is, and I
what if
think it
was
holds
just,
back. It holds back society.
do you pay tax? Do you or have you ever paid taxes?
Scott Hummer.
Then you are entitled to the full weight and countermeasures of like the social service is how it should work.
Yeah,
Now,
if
with-
you've paid into it,
Exactly.
Right? Well, it's not quite like Social Security, but you were a part of society. Something happened. You need help. Let us help you until you get back on your feet. Let us give you some paths to help you get back on your feet.
I just think that
Here's some places that are hiring and kind of fit your bill. You can get back to work and better yourself above the basic needs that we're covering for you. The problem is it's so much more than basic needs at this juncture that people don't want to get off of it.
I feel like GoFundMe has become the world's like leading healthcare provider, and that's fucking bullshit.
Right.
Or you can say that what that is, and you applaud that. It's great that people come together for a cause, and it's awesome, and they help someone out, and then you know what that is, and then you can start calling that socialism. You can say, oh look, so we was communities. And everybody came out and helped somebody. I like the idea of both of them, but it shouldn't be that the first thing that happens to you when you get in a car accident or a tragedy befalls your household, that somebody's gotta fucking come out there and make this fucking GoFundMe, please help us, like the fucking picture of the poor bastard in the hospital bed shit. That shouldn't be a thing people have to do. As American fucking citizens, while we got $200 billion guaranteed to bomb the shit out of some dudes in tents with inferior shit because of some ancient blood feud that had nothing to do with anybody alive today. But veterans live on the fucking streets. These same guys getting their asses blown off for this bullshit. You know what they get to do? Come home and push a shopping cart around, pick up bottle returns if they're lucky, fight off some other homeless motherfuckers, and eat out of garbage cans because their government said, thanks for your service, we'll see you later, go fuck yourself.
Hey, I did in my video I did about the all electrification in New York and the price tag and what we could do with the money.
My heart is literally racing right now.
You could end veteran homelessness in New York State forever with that money. You could end food insecurity in New York State forever with that money. You could prop up the crumbling hospital infrastructure in upstate New York, the ones they won't put the money into because we're not the big city.
No profit there.
What do we get? We get the shaft. We get a crumbling hospital in Hudson, New York,
we get to mow the
or
lawn.
the little tiny one in Rhinebeck that's barely holding together. They've done some additions to it and stuff, but it's inferior care compared to the city hospitals that they pump all the money into. Man, we the people have been had. We're
won't
being
do.
robbed blind.
This won't do.
We're being stolen from by the people that we elected to manage our funds. They have destroyed the great nation that our grandfathers created. Thank you, Michelle PW. I appreciate you. 125. Good to see you, brother.
I wonder if we like know like a
Johnny
clock.
Highwoods.
I've never seen a person like local like that makes clocks, but I wonder if there is one.
It's man, I've often said I think we would have a more fair and honest government if we just drew random social security numbers. Yolanda Vega hops on the TV and random social security number, and next thing you know, 125, president of the United States. Right?
That was the dream I was sold.
Right?
I remember.
Yardbirds, vice president.
I would.
Ghost Lincoln, Secretary of Defense.
I remember being sold that ideal as a kid, like when they started to teach you about the American institutions
can
and
do
stuff.
this as long as you're an American
All you gotta
citizen.
do
You're
is
over
you-
35 years old. You could be the man.
Just throw your hat in the ring.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
now they just upped the enlistment age in the United States Army to 42.
Good thing.
Livingston, man.
Went right around
I wonder
that.
why they would do something like
I'm
that.
gay.
Maybe all those recruitment goals they said they met were bullshit.
I'm not only gay, I am trans openly. Screenshot
He's getting
that.
out. He's getting out. 125. Yeah, listen, man, their job was to be a public servant. What they are now is fundraisers for their campaigns.
They're
right?
going to make AI models of founding fathers and key historical figures, and that's what's going to run the government. Are you kidding me? You want to talk about term limits? How about these people's consciousness lives on? You can ask the AI to model this person's ideals. It'll read the history of this person that's been written, and then it'll create a model that acts like that person. Ask me how I know.
It's not a model. It's an AI agent.
Ask me
That's
how
a new
I know.
term that's coming to get you.
Okay, that will be our future political leaders. Will be computers that tell us what to do.
Tank Houston, listen, that was the realest shit in the room right there, Tank Houston.
Yeah.
That was where'd it go? There it is. Boom, that's what we're looking for. Tank Houston said they changed the age to 42 because those are the last men that are actually going to make a difference fighting for this country, that have the will and heart to fight for this country. I don't think you're wrong at all, bro. I think that's a very valid point. Some of the last generation that said the Pledge of Allegiance in school, right? We learned all the historical songs from America.
Yeah, because and you know what?
Patriotism.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate here, but what it also says is that like the young kids ain't buying it.
No, they're not even paying attention to it. They ignore it like it doesn't exist. They ignore it like it doesn't exist.
They don't care. Start to wonder like who's Christ. I wish I couldn't care. That'd be awesome.
Hunter says they rage the age because that's the age bracket of people still buying Trump's bullshit. Oh, man.
That alpha male mentality.
Listen, totally could be. Well, I guess the question of the night is, what are your thoughts, right? What are your thoughts? I want to hear from the people.
You're gonna fire it up,
Livingston, man. I want to hear from the people.
The other thing that we need, we're currently funding a
doomsday clock.
Wednesday
Yeah.
doomsday clock. We also need a freaking. I'm gonna put a 5-minute timer on you guys. I love hearing from you. But I want you to
timer clock.
I want you to call in on your bullshit. Fucking put your bullshit down. Put that bullshit right down on the table, and then we're gonna talk about it, and then we're gonna cede the position to the next caller. All right. No disrespect. Like I said, I love hearing from all you guys, but we're gonna keep this moving. Okay.
All right, Livingston, man. He's got some rules. It's his house, and I'm gotta play. Rob says, Sergeant Livingston, man. Sir, yes, sir.
I want to hear from all of you.
Yeah.
Call me now for your free reading, boy. Okay, it's 866 HV Prep 1, man. Hey,
Holler at your
John
boy.
Livingston.
The Hudson Valley Hotline is open for business.
Stay illegal, boy. Come on.
1-866 HV Prep 1. Michelle PW says it's all a distraction from the Epstein files. I'll buy that.
They succeeded.
Yardbird says, let me guess, it's Minnesota.
I basically think I hold a dual belief that not only was Jepstein there, he was never real to begin with. He's a phantom, a phantasm, a boogeyman. Absolutely a created individual. He's Comrade Ogilvy, like some government agent made him up and
Good
did all this.
evening. Thank you for calling the Hudson Valley Hotline. What's your name? Where are you calling from, caller?
Mikey, what's up?
Mike from Minnesota, what's happening? Livingston, man, could you turn the volume up on the Bluetooth end for me, please, sir? It's one thing that I do not have control of. I'm trying, but I think I got it. Mike from Minnesota, how you doing tonight?
No.
I'm breathing.
Fantastic. You sound a little under the weather, my friend.
I'm sorry?
You sound a little under the weather.
I am kind of. And anyhow, if people think, if they can remember, I don't know the average age people in the audience, but the farm crisis of the early 80s. And I remember it. And now, that many years later, I'm actually involved in it, like it or not. I have 80 acres of prime farmland that I rent out. And that renting is my sole income. Okay, so if things really go south, it's like I got to see, how getting cash rent's going to be, because, that's what I pay my property tax. I got a house that's separate from the farmland. I got 6 acres here and 80 down the mile. And, but yeah, if you watch a movie, it's a great movie, very realistic, called Country.
Okay.
It's about the farm crisis in the 1980s. Takes place on, I want to say, Kansas. But it's an incredible movie, and it shows people. I mean, if people thought it's bad, and it was bad, honest to God, I remember it, the farm crisis of the 80s. This time, it's like all bets are off. I know people out here, for God's sake, that are anywhere from $1 million to $3 million in debt.
Wow.
Nobody talks about money or nothing out there because it's, you don't want to talk about this stuff at church. You talk about fishing in the weather and, the planting season coming up. I'm looking out at the field now. I can't even remember what we had. Wait, let me look at what's in the field. Okay, it was corn last year. So we'll have beans this year, because that's what they do, corn bean.
Yep.
And surrounding my whole property, and if people think that living in a city, this does not affect them, they're out of their minds. I'll say one thing, diesel. 85% of everything that you eat, buy, whatever, comes through diesel.
Oh, absolutely.
All your trains are run by diesel. Your semi trucks run by diesel. Your larger step vans, everything's diesel. Diesel goes through the roof.
So does everything else with it. Yep.
The cost, shit rolls downhill. We end up paying it, but if it gets to a certain point, truckers are like, independent, this and that. They're going to park their truck because they can't afford it.
Yeah.
It would have cost you, $600 for a fill up one day, and now it's $1,500.
Yeah.
Things get real.
Absolutely, real fast
and
too.
The dollar store, yeah. And then you look at petroleum. Look at how many things in a dollar store, in a Walmart, that are petroleum based. Even medical, IV bags, tubing. I go on and on. It's all petroleum based.
Oh yeah,
Everything's plastic is oil based.
Yeah,
oil is honest to God. And so, I got a lot of trees to take down this year. That's going to be by summer. I want to take back my property, so to speak. Life caught up with me for about 10 years, and I couldn't get out to do all of that. And so now, I got to get it done. So I got a little electric 10-inch chainsaw, and with the lithium-ion batteries, the big ones. And so, yeah, that'll be my summer. No powwows, rendezvous, split nap-ins. I used to do all that stuff. You know, not now.
Well,
So just take care of the whole place. But
sounds
as
like
far as the money thing,
you're ready
you
to
gotta
set
see it.
yourself up, Mike.
You go on YouTube. You look at the Money Masters. It's a 2 DVD set, 3 hours. You can watch it free, as far as I know, still online. If you want to learn about money, they take this thing all the way back to Jesus Christ, where he flipped over. He talked about the shekel and people skimming the coins and the money makers, and he flipped the tables over. It goes back that far, and it ends up with being, and you find it out, is the Rothschilds.
Yep.
In fact, if you listen to the song, that's what it's about. The Rolling Stones, "Sympathy for the Devil." Honestly, even Mick Jagger was hip to that back in the early '60s.
Incredible.
But that's what that song's about. Yeah.
Well,
But
I'll
check that
definitely
movie out,
listen to
Country.
it in a different light next time I hear it, for sure.
Yeah, and for me, there's a lot of changes taking place that, and it really sucks when you have no control over it.
Yeah.
You have to learn how to deal with it the best you can, and it's all you can do because it's all above your head.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
It's tough,
And,
man. You just have to kind of react to it. You have to roll with the punches. And folks on fixed incomes and like yours, a variable income, that's a really tough spot to be in with, not knowing if they're going to come back and lease the land again. That's a scary thought,
Yeah, and I mean, I've been leasing this for years, and what I found out over time how it works is if the value of the land drops, whatever, okay, the check does. The value of the land goes up for whatever reason.
The check
goes
does,
up.
yeah.
But the thing is, everything at the store keeps going up and up and up. And
Yeah.
honest to God,
Yeah.
it's what are you gonna do? And so, cut corners, this, that, the other. I got a ton of stuff that I want to get rid of because I had, like, years ago, all these honeydew projects that never got around to. And so now I got like a mini Menards on my property, 7/8 or whatever, 3/4 inch plywood, 1/2 inch, 5/16 like that.
You're loaded right up. You're ready to board off the windows.
No,
Don't get
serious.
rid of it just yet, Mike.
2x8s, 2x6s, 2x4s. I mean, Christ's sake, I could build a small house.
Well,
If I had the energy, but with my lungs as they are,
hey, you take
it's a
in
different world.
you take in a couple refugees when SHTF, and you can let them build the structures for you. Mike from Minnesota, I want to thank you so much for calling in tonight, man. We really appreciate hearing from you. Keep the faith, man. Keep your hopes up. Don't get down on yourself.
Faith is all I got.
Yeah. That's all we got. That's all we got nowadays. As I say, pray for peace and prepare for war, my friend. Thank you so much for calling in tonight, Mike. We really appreciate hearing from you.
Thanks for taking my call.
No problem,
You guys
Mike.
take care. God bless.
You too, Mike. Thank you.
Okay.
Incoming call from your 800.com account. Press 1 to accept or 2 to hang up.
Hello, caller, coming out for your dead mic reading. When I talk to you, my mic's not on, but hello, caller, how are you doing for your free reading? You speak now.
All right, Livingston, man, I love you, baby. This one's for you.
Cool.
Do you know what? You know the old saying that all wars are bankers' wars?
Yes.
Okay, have you taken into consideration that when they quit backing money with gold and they started the petrodollar in the early 70s, right? And if you go back around to it, that's what's causing this war too. It's backing the petrodollar. Without oil, money is useless, not just for the U.S., but for every country in the frickin' world. Cut off the oil, collapse the entire world, not just the U.S. And with the Strait of Hormuz being closed and all the fields that are being bombed, Trump getting upset, but that's why he's upset. We need that oil. It backs our currency. All wars are bankers' wars.
Absolutely. There's always a profit to be made, and there's always profiteers that step forward with new technology, new ways to do things, or in this case...
That's true. But you got to get that technology out, too.
That person right there, 125, just said it best. Man, he said what everybody was thinking out loud. There's a lot of geopolitical stuff going on with this, though. They're choking off and obstructing the supply of oil, like not to ourselves. What you're doing is like, okay, we're ramping up production of our own like natural resource, investing in other countries to mine theirs, and making moves, and while also degrading our adversaries' capabilities to do the same. All they've done over here in like the Middle East is just start a huge brush fire, and then like Trump's just gonna walk away and be like, "Fuck you guys." Same what he did in Gaza. Anybody remember that? No, you don't, right? That's the point.
It's the money. It's the profit.
Yeah, and while big big powers like grifting and making big power moves and money off the thing, it's again, it's us lower, the proletariats that gotta pay the human sacrifice cost of the whole thing. While higher ups sit in boardrooms and eat steaks.
They have to destroy our oil and our money in order for the reset to occur. In order to reset our currency and all world currencies, they've got to destroy the petrodollar. So I think they're burning the candle at both ends.
Yeah, when they signed the petrodollar into existence, that contract ended during Joe Biden's term, right? I think it was about 2 years into his term that contract ended, right? And the Saudis could then sell oil for any currency they chose to. Well, they chose to start this BRICS Plus thing, right? We're going to back some currency with gold. And well, wouldn't you know it, there's some stuff happening over there to all their cool oil infrastructure right now because, they were questioning the old petrodollar.
You'll see me nodding my head, but I'm going, yep.
There's some stuff going on in the world that I'm not too sure about. It's too soon to tell Tuesday every day nowadays.
What we're seeing is an all-out attempt by this administration, and I have been very critical of our current administration, but I'm going to give them one right here. Making power moves. All right, you know what? It's time. It's the era of at least attempted American supremacy. And once again, like us, the American people are being like kind of shocked and awed by like the capability of like our military, especially. It's always good for the the patriotic points.
I got to be honest, Livingston, man. I am not shocked by our nation's military currently. I am
indeed shocked by the amount of money spent.
Well,
on it
what I'm shocked by is that the full might of the U.S. military. And these mofos are still hitting oil fields. They are still hitting ships. They are still bombing foreign nations with the full might of the U.S. government there to try and quell that. It's still happening, right? So they still have capabilities despite what everybody has said. They're still reaching out. They launched a missile at Guam the other day.
They tried.
Well,
Diego Garcia.
herein lies the problem. The range that we knew of, that's more than double the range that we knew that they were capable of.
And okay, I'll give you that. Now, what's unfair about that? Do we publish the capabilities of our classified weapons?
Well, but of course not. Of
So
course not.
I always found this very fascinating about warfare in general. Is like we'll like fly in the middle of the night and like bomb the shit out of somebody, but then when they retaliate, we're like, "How fucking dare you!" And it's just like this is politics. It's like schoolyard bully bullshit where everybody's just calling each other names and like calling it some ridiculous courtroom case with weapons.
Chance Paladin corrected me. It was missiles at Diego Garcia, not Guam. My bad. My fault. Correction.
And about the age limit raised, when I was in the Army, that was when they jumped the age from, I believe, 33 to 36. And this was like in the early 80s. Then you're talking about they're being at 42 now, but you also have, I mean, they're saying that they're, got so many people entering that people have to wait to go in because they filled their quotas. Bullshit. The population between baby boomers and Gen X is cut, and then and they're dying off. And then the population between Gen X and millennials or Gen Z has dropped off even more. Children weren't having babies. Gen Xers didn't have a lot. So they don't have the number of young men that they need because the ones that do exist are fat, lazy slobs who are entitled little, excuse my language, female anatomy parts. And they can't do stuff. They can't run. They can't hide. If it's not video games, and every one of them that signs up wants to be, on computers. They don't want to carry a gun and be on front line. They won't want to go set up in the field and do the hard work.
Well,
no, they think that it's going to be like a video game. They can sit down, work their thumbs, and not the rest of their ass. So the quality of the soldiers has seriously dropped.
That's why what you're seeing now with they'll reach these. You read about this in history when an empire continuously raises the age of conscription.
Well,
that means that it's like in a decline. Like
I was reading
how long
about
until they're
it in
like
Ukraine.
62 years of age, your ass
that's-
can get called up.
That's
like,
Ukraine not that long ago. I just want to remind everybody that the age keeps going up in Ukraine.
it tells of generational bleed. And it also tells, like, this is America, like, they got to mine the last of that G.I. Joe generation. Because everybody else, like I said earlier, is the youngers, they ain't buying it. And the elders are, well, they're not doing it.
That's true. It's true. Hillbilly Honey, thank you.
The other ones get tired. My children are in, and I get tired. I was in, my dad was in, my grandpa was in, and I can see the difference in generational soldiers, the difference in the equipment, the difference in the mindset, the difference in the physical requirements. I mean, my son told me that they were allowed to have cell phones during basic training.
Prison inmates can have cell
going
phones these days.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
It's a different
How
world.
you don't taking a phone call from your booth?
Nope.
But yeah, it's a fucked up world, and let's just hope we all survive.
Amen. Hillbilly Honey, thank you so much for calling in tonight. We really appreciate you calling. Stay safe, my friend, and keep on preparing.
I will, and y'all gentlemen have a wonderful night.
You do the same. Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Hillbilly Honey. She always brings the truth. We love you, Hillbilly Honey. Thank you so much for calling in tonight. Really,
at this
really
point, I know
appreciate
it's going to happen. The phone's going to ring, and it's going to be Rob Dobert. And then to continue the point is that what we should do is have
Rob close every show out.
Mike from Minnesota. we need a panel.
Mike from Minnesota is going to start it. Hillbilly Honey's going to come in with the
panel.
hard hitters.
Yeah, like it's like the Daily Show, the Tonight Show kind of thing. We got to do a panel.
Oh man, I tell you what.
Because 125, he ain't got the nerve to call. And
Well,
he already said what everybody was
listen,
thinking. He doesn't need to say anything.
No,
else.
he wants to shout it. He wants to shout it across the airwaves.
Go ahead, brother.
The doomsday clock is coming. We need a doomsday clock. And I
Finally, 125 and I align on a thing. All right, I'm feeling you, dog. I ain't messing.
Yeah, and I saw Robbie's question earlier. My biggest concern right now is honestly the religious sites in Israel. If the Western Wall comes, if the Western Wall comes down, if the Al-Aqsa Mosque complex goes down, if these holy sites get destroyed, it could spark something so big.
It's called
the world would never be the same.
It's called the Samson option, and you should look it up.
I've heard of the Samson option.
It's
where they push the pillars out and the whole thing comes down on them.
It's an unregulated nuclear state holding the world hostage with its doctrine. You should look it up.
It worries me. It worries me because if those holy sites get destroyed by a missile, a bomb, whatever the case may be, especially the mosque, the Muslims around the world would take it to heart, and you may get a not just a regional war, but a global jihad, right? They've already called for this in Iran. They wanted a global jihad against America and any American interests, and they didn't get it. Instead, what they have is some other Muslims in the world slinging rocks as well. We got another caller.
Incoming call from your
Good evening. Welcome to the Hudson Valley Hotline. What's your name? Where are you calling from, caller?
Rob from Florida.
You know who it is.
Rob from Florida.
I know who it is.
What's happening, Rob? Good to see you. Thank you for calling in tonight. We always appreciate hearing from you. What's on your mind tonight, Rob?
I mean, everything you guys are talking about is great things. I mean, I have a couple things here. I agree with Lou on a lot. We disagree on some, but Livingston, man. But we'll start out with back in the beginning of the show, the trusting government. I don't. First and foremost, I don't think anybody does anymore. I mean, I lost my trust in government a long time ago. I think most of us have. We're not represented for the most part in any seat. Doesn't matter if it's local or federal or at the highest seat. It's not represented by any working class American. And as much as they sit up on their soapbox and on their TV shows and go on all these things, they're not representing us. And it's us screaming into a mirror basically, and it's getting nowhere. That's opinion. I don't know. I want to hear what you guys think about that. I mean, that's my opinion. What do you guys feel?
Absolutely agree. I have repeatedly referred to modern politics as just pure theater, and have often described it as sort of WWE. It's just the celebrity of the week. Like, you get to know who like a certain politician is, and then they go viral for a minute, and they turn heel. Like, you got like this Fetterman guy. Like, you got these characters, and they're like the big faces of the thing. And there's 535 people in Congress, and like, I bet you that it would the average American would be hard pressed to name 10 of them.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, Rob. And Livingston, man, I think the faith in the government has been eroded to the point where we honestly believe all they do is lie to us, and we should do the exact opposite of whatever it is that they recommend. But the lines are so blurred anymore, especially with the AI created content that's out nowadays. Things can be very real, and I used to think that it would take years for it to be able to fool the average person, right? And then all of a sudden, from some of the average people,
overestimated
some
the
of the
average
average
person.
people that I know, I start getting these things sent to me, and they're like, "Hey, man, did you see this? Did you see this is going on?" And I'm like, "That's not real, bro."
Bro, that's Harambe firing an RPG.
Yeah,
That
it's
shit.
not-
I mean,
that's not
as
real.
much as I
It's
wish.
not real. But the AI has become next level, not just in video, but in audio as well. So they can clone a voice very easily. It's hard to trust anything anymore, especially the government.
The plan is for you to stop. You will lose trust in everything, and so you become nihilistic, pessimistic. You don't believe anything. You don't care, and so the agenda, the plan, moves on without your resistance. You've decided you just. That's the idea. The system is designed to force your complacency, and in doing so, it gets your compliance.
Well, I also feel that a lot of the people in politics right now aren't necessarily qualified to even be there. I think they were elected solely on popularity and the squeaky wheel, if you will. Not necessarily the best person for the job, but the person who was the loudest and the flashiest got the votes, right?
Disgusting. So there used to be this thing called the Federalist Party in the United States, and they believed exactly the opposite of what they thought of democracy in that regard as mob rule. You cannot have Farmer
Democracy
John
is
just all of a
mob
sudden
rule.
have the nuclear.
This is
codes.
why we were a constitutional republic, but that kind of all went to shit.
There isn't such a thing as the Federalist Party really anymore, because they were basically aristocratic and thought they were better than everybody else, and it wouldn't fit in with modern politics. But I don't want to get too far from where Rob was trying to go, because he said he had rapid fire questions.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready, Rob.
All right, so, and I love and agree with everything that you guys said, for the most part. But when it comes to, like you guys were talking about earlier in the stream, that as far as the Florida from New York migration, I can definitely attest to that. Being that I'm from New York and I live in Florida now, I've lived in a lot of different areas in Florida, and I will tell you that Florida is welcoming to outside, I guess, influence and people to a certain extent. What they don't want is New York City policies. They don't want that. They want entrepreneurs. They want hungry people that are ready to make money and further their growth as a person or company. And that's why Florida is booming right now. I know this because I build complexes for a living, and I build them all over Florida and the Southeast. So I know where the market is, and the market is in the Southeast. It's not the Northeast. It's not the Northwest. It's not even the West in any way. It is
the Southeast?
That is where the market is. Everybody is flooding to the Southeast to further their expansion of their company or their growth of their life. And it's because of, largely, like Mike alluded to before, it's because of tax burdens that they're experiencing in their home state. They can't afford to do the things that they normally did 5, 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah, it's
so
affordability.
They need to seek, even 4 years ago, they need to seek a different route. And unfortunately, they have to uproot their lives and try a completely different state out, find new friends, build a new relationship with their community or whatever. And that to me is a problem, because New York State was known for being big on community and big on, we are New York strong, right? Like it used to be 25 years ago. We were New York strong. The whole nation was New York strong 25 years ago. and now
Yeah.
we're sitting down eating with our hands.
No,
in
you're
the
sitting
city
in
hall.
Florida eating with your hands. Now I'm gonna stop you right there, Florida
Listen, I
man.
eat
You know
with
what?
my
New
hands
York
when
is
I eat ribs and chicken wings.
New
and that's
York
a different
is an
story.
asshole.
We won't get on that right
New
now.
York State's
'cause
an
that's barbecue,
asshole.
That's a whole different story.
New York State's an asshole. Okay, she's my fucking asshole. All right. Now, once you stepped out and ran down south of the Mason-Dixon
I love
line,
New York
do you know
just as much as you?
Do you know that like part of my Livingston Man programming has a little bit of William Tecumseh Sherman like just blended into it? I have a absolute disdain
All right, I see it now that you said it. I see it.
for this Dixieland Southern
You
mentality.
got him going now, Rob.
All right, so you know what?
He's been fired
I
up
love
on
it.
that.
I love it. Listen, I love the banter. I love talking about it.
I
But,
hate this
let's-
bitch that
let's
I
move
live
on to the
in,
next
but
topic.
I
don't want-
love her.
Do you guys have anything else to talk about?
Well, I thought
Oh,
you had
Matt?
rapid fire questions. I was waiting.
All right, rapid fire questions. I believe wholeheartedly that United States citizens should receive tax receipts. I want receipts for everything that my money went to. Like, I have to give a receipt for all the money that I made. I want a receipt for everything that my money went to. And if I don't agree with it, I should be able to petition to get my money back and reappropriate my money to the causes that I feel that are necessary in my own community. Do you agree or disagree?
Agree.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
Next question.
We'll ring the bell for that.
That was a good one. Yes.
Right?
Yes,
I feel
we should be
I
able
think
to.
the American citizens are due for that.
We should be
I
able to
think we
vote
need
with
to
our
bring
dollars.
back receipts.
Yep.
It implies accountability, and it also puts you at the risk of your money was spent first, and you have to sue to get it back later. And but yes, in principle, absolutely agree.
Good. So, to the homeless
Fuck them.
topic that was going on.
Nope. Turn them into human meat. We'll send them to Ohio. I got tired of it. I'm a veteran. Good. Good meat. Good meat on them bones. Cool.
So I actually, when I was back in 2018, and this is going to be a brief story, and because Lou, you actually touched on a lot of points that it actually does happen that way. You know, like homeless people go through things that we wouldn't even imagine that they actually go through. You know, we see them panhandling on the side of the street, and we're just like, oh, well, you know, he's just hard up for money. These guys, I actually sat down with a homeless person back in 2018, and I learned his story and where he came from, and he became my friend. I gave him some money. I gave him some belongings that he could hold, you know, that he could use. You know, like I gave him a tent, I gave him a bed, I gave him some food, and this isn't me clouding by any means. You know, it's just one of those things that he spoke to me, and I was like, you know what, I need to do this for this man. So I did that, and I hadn't seen him for a couple of weeks. And I used to talk. I talked to him weekly. Every week, every Thursday, I would go and I would sit. He would be set up behind a bank that was abandoned, and I would go and see him every single week, and he wasn't there. And I was like, wow, that's kind of odd. All right, well, next week passes, and then the next week, and I hadn't seen him for 2, 3, 4 weeks, and now I'm like starting to worry about this man that I don't really know personally, aside from the story that he has given me. But I start to worry about him as a human.
Yeah.
And I'm like, kind of worried about this guy. And then all of a sudden he pops back up in the same location. And he has nothing left. He has none of the things that I gave him. And I said, and he's all battered and bruised. And I said, dude, what happened? He goes, oh, I got robbed. So to Lou's point, that's exactly what happens. You get robbed by, you have things, you know, it's so crazy, dude. Like you have like the upper class, or the people, or the upper echelon, the elite, or whatever, that we'll never meet or see or talk to or whatever. And then you have the upper class that sometimes comes down and talks to us little peons. And then you have the high class and the middle class, and then you have the lower class. And then you have these people that are just trying to survive in this world that they feel like they were rejected from. but really it was a string of life choices, right? And you feed into their life story, and you find out their personal whatever. The thing that really pissed me off is he got jumped at a shelter, and all of his stuff was taken at a shelter.
That's horrible.
And none of the people that were running the shelter did anything about it.
It's not a prison.
So,
they're not. They're humanitarian aid workers. They're not corrections officers. And this is another glaring tell.
Agreed.
This is a tell for American society. And I am starting to believe that America is like this third world Soviet Union broken system that we just blame everybody else for having, but it's simple. It's just projection. We call everybody else what we are. I'm losing faith in this thing. The G.I. Joe generation. I'm the first one, a real American. Hulk Hogan, bro. Hacksaw Jim Duggan. USA. All that. I'm losing it, man. I'm losing it, man. Because the system is being perverted by smart asses who know all the loopholes and all the cheat codes, and they're using mods. And now what I find myself doing is playing a rigged game against cheaters.
Yeah.
You're not. It's not that you're. It's not even that you're not supposed to win. You're straight up not fucking allowed to.
Oh yeah. No.
It's built in. It's baked in. It's not a bug. It's a feature of the system. There's nothing wrong with it. It is working exactly as it is intended to.
So, to Rob's point, the very system that's designed to help you will set you up and get you robbed as soon as you accept that help. And that's why a lot of homeless people won't go to shelters. A lot of them would rather freeze to death on the street than attempt to go to a shelter because I think somebody said it in the comments here. When they show up to the shelters, they get patted down, they get disarmed, right? If you have a knife or anything on you, they take any means of defense that you would have from you, and everybody knows that. So they literally target people outside the shelters, especially if you have something of value and they can take it from you, right? It's sad that we live in that type of world, but I really see your point. It's tough, man. It's the system itself is so broken we can't even help people right. And then they tell us that we have so much debt to some mythical fucking creature that prints money in a fucking dungeon somewhere. We don't even know where it comes from, right?
It's fake. We don't even have to
that
print
we can't.
it. It's just numbers
That
on
we
computers.
we have to pay more. No, my friend, we have paid enough. It's time for you to pay more. It's time for you to pay for your mismanagement, for all of the wrongs that you and the people in your class have done to us, we the people who actually make this whole system run. I keep coming back to secessio plebis because I honestly feel it's the last non-violent way to stop this and to really enact change.
It's the only.
It's the only way to. It's the only way to enact
nothing.
real change.
You do
right,
nothing.
but you have to get your shit together. You have to have a list of demands, right, and your grievances all ironed out. And
let's call them that, not demands.
Grievances. They're your grievances, right?
Martin Luther had grievances too, 95 of them, and he nailed them to the church door, and he went down in history as a reformer, and to this day. All it takes is one guy to be like, you know what?
Whose debt is it? The frauded government's debt, not the people's debt. We will not be blamed for it. Go ask the rich folks who've been spending our money without our approval any fucking way they want. They may claim that they have it, but they violate the Constitution on a minute-by-minute basis. So I really don't care what the liars and cheaters have to say about the rules anymore. Supreme Court needs to weigh in. They need to step up and make something happen.
Can't do that either. You pack that too. You pack that.
We're in the Supreme Court now. The Supreme Court, I'm sorry, I'm biased on that too. I maybe not biased, but I just have an opinion on that too. As far as the Supreme Court goes, there's a lot of things that I don't agree that they ruled right on or wrong on. They've weighed in on some things that counter other things that they weighed on, and it just, to me, it doesn't seem like it should be. When it comes to the Supreme Court, it should be equilateral. It should be right across the board. This is what it is, but it's not. It seems like it's biased at this point, and that's not the way the Supreme Court is to judge. It should be based off of rule of law and the way that the law is written. That's what the Supreme Court is there to do. They're there to be the overall rule, I guess, quote unquote, ruler of the law of the land. So when we send something to the Supreme Court and we're unhappy with it, well, that's a just reaction to some cases. But when you have something that is,
but they get to pick what cases they'll look at and what they won't.
Yeah, it's wild. What gets me is when the
rules were written by people that don't actually have to like bear the burden of playing the game.
Well, here's the problem with the rules, Livingston, man. They
that's the same way that wars are waged. Wars are waged by men who don't have to go to war.
Yes.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. They don't have to play the game, and they know all the rules, but they don't have to play the game. So they
don't have to follow.
You're basically it's a cheat code. You don't have to worry about it, so you're good.
That's it. And the point I can't hammer home enough, and that I firmly believe in, perhaps you'll at least consider it when I say it, not just you, Rob, but all the viewers, is that if you are not of the so-called Epstein class, you are playing a rigged game against cheaters, and you simply have to do like the best you can out here.
Yeah. Yeah, the best you can do is not play that game, but it's
you got to get everybody else to not play.
It's very hard to do that, right? The rule book that they write.
What will it take? What will it take? What have you?
So
what have you not seen yet?
This will be our last little discussion of the evening.
That's my question to the chat. What's it going to take for you?
I have a question for the chat, for our caller, and for Livingston Man here.
I already asked one.
The laws that they write. I thought only Congress could write law, but somehow these states are writing law after law after law after law after law.
Well, right? States is different.
But why should we have two
State
different?
State law don't supersede.
They can't supersede federal law.
State's law is state's law. So if
you can't just be like murder
there's
is
a law
legal
in Florida against constitutional carry. New York might have, and this is going to be completely opposite. New York might have a law where it says yes, you can constitutionally carry.
The helicopters
that is within their rights as a state to sign and pass that law. However, there is a federal law
air support
that
flying around.
You can't, and that's across all 50 states, which you can't change or deviate from. The federal law supersedes state law to a degree.
Now, how many laws do you guys think are written by states and federal governments every year? How many laws do you think are written? A lot of them, right?
I couldn't even give you a number.
A lot. No. I'm just imagining that they write a lot of laws every year. You know, we're here in the People's Republic of New Yorkistan, where they pass laws in the middle of the night, and you're expected to just know what they are the next morning when you wake up and abide by them immediately without even being informed about them. I think laws need to be written in plain terms that everybody can understand.
They should be posted in the town square and voted on.
Well, they should also be, you should be sent a letter by your state government that says, hey, this is a new law, and this is, we're going to need you to abide by this law.
Because ignorance of the law is not an excuse, and yet...
But yet they have no duty to inform you of the said law or changing said law. Wow. So how are you even supposed to know that you're violating something when nobody ever told you that that was now illegal, which yesterday was perfectly legal, but tomorrow
Those laws
could be a big felony if you do that thing, and you could go to prison for the next, how many years? 7, 10, 12, 15, 18? Well, it depends upon how many of these things you have in your house, because now Red Bulls are illegal tomorrow, Livingston man.
should probably plead guilty.
And there's no grandfather clause. No. And we're not going to tell you what we did. We passed a bunch of laws.
But actually, I'm allowed to have these.
Why are you allowed to have them?
Because I wrote the law.
No, you're not allowed to have
No, I'm
that.
allowed to
Then
be
I'm
in the-
allowed to have
So
it,
the law
too.
that I wrote, I actually don't have to abide
Yeah, that's
by
the
it.
way laws work.
Give me your Red Bull.
No.
Comply or die. My patience is wearing thin.
See you on the other side.
When it comes to like Mike was saying, and I agree with you, laws absolutely should not be passed in the middle of the night. I agree with you that Livingston man should be posted at the town square, and they should be voted upon by the constituents. They should be absolutely held in high regard, because those are things that we have to abide by, right? Like those are the rules.
It's called
If they're laws, they're
representation.
rules. Those are the rules that we have to follow. We should know what the rules are. And if we don't know the rules, how the hell are we going to play the game?
Everybody
We can't play the game if we don't know the rules.
And
So-
you can't, and that's the point. You are not supposed to be able to play a game.
That
You're
is-
playing a rigged
and this
game
is-
against
this is-
cheaters.
Exactly. You stole the words right out of my mouth, Lou. That's what I was getting at. You're playing against cheaters. They're writing the rules as they go along.
It's Calvin
and it's
ball.
like playing beer pong in a house where the house rules, and they're like, oh no, you can't do that. Well, what do you mean? That's not the rules. Oh no, it's house rules. Oh well, you changed the rules. Oh, it's my house. It's my rules.
Yep.
Well, okay, but you didn't put those on the door. I didn't know those when I came in. Doesn't matter. I changed them. Now this is the rules.
And
So-
ignorance of the
so that-
rules is not an excuse. Yeah, and you're left to just like, okay, fine.
Exactly.
Robbie.
Ignorance of the law is no excuse for a fail of the law. That is like the lawyer 101. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. Just because you didn't know that it was a law doesn't mean that you can break the law. Well,
Right.
actually, I disagree.
Yeah.
It was
Because you didn't
designed
tell me
for
that there
me
was
to
a
not
law
know it was against the law.
against-
It's entrapment. It's a Fourth
Say
Amendment.
again?
It's a Fourth Amendment violation. It's entrapment.
100% Livingston,
They're
man.
they're just steamrolling shit through in the middle of the night and saying, and then you wake up in the morning and you're a 7-time felon.
Yardbird says, when you play in someone else's sandbox, you play by their rules. Yardbirds,
True.
in defense, I will say that this is all of our fucking sandbox, and I think we
If
should
you're gonna
all
take
have a
my
fucking
money-
say in the rules.
You're gonna take your cull of my fucking paycheck off the top, then it's my sand. It's our sandbox.
Yes, sir.
Listen,
Yes, sir.
I don't see the government. I don't see the government every single day, every single week that I'm at work. I see them on payday. They come and they collect their fair share. I see them on tax day when I got to file my taxes.
Oh,
I
sure,
see them
shit.
every single time, every year.
Yep.
And they're real quick. They're real quick to judge me on my taxes.
Withhold
that's again to go
mad
back to what I said before. I want receipts. If you want receipts from me, I want receipts from you. Where's my money going?
Amen.
And if my $10,000 that I paid in taxes this past year or whatever I paid isn't going to the things that I want my $10,000 back, and I'm going to allude to a comedian that I follow, and I'm not going to put his name out there because he don't pay me. If it doesn't align with what I want and what I think is necessary, if you're going to give $5,000 to military and $200 to teachers or $1,000 to military, I don't align with that view. I think that I can reappropriate those funds by buying things that I might need for my own survival and building a community in my area, and then you can come and try to take that money back.
Yep.
Ghost Lincoln dropped the ultimate cheat code. I'm going to give everybody homework right now.
Okay.
If you were to without like disclosing specifics and shit. I don't. The live chat does not need to know your personal finances and whatever. But if you were so inclined, do some math and figure out what exactly you paid into all of the taxes that were taken out of your pay stubs in the last tax
Well, yeah, it's almost tax day, so most people have recently done their taxes or are getting ready to.
And my question for you is, if you were to be able to just find that total, and what would you, let's call this like money, you have to give this money away.
What would you give it to?
Yes.
Instead of paying it to taxes, the money's gone no matter what.
Or if
you have
you
a
were to
choice
pay
now where for it to go.
Yes.
So.
What would you do with it then?
That's a good one. Yeah. I come on back, guys, after the stream. Hit the comment section and let us know. Well, one, it's going to let us know who stayed and watched to the end. Because if you put it in the live chat, I'm not going to read it. You got to come back and put it in the comment section because that is algorithm food.
But I hear this a lot, and I have, I not only do I agree with it, but I am also playing devil's advocate here, and I would like to see. Okay,
yeah, where you would like the money to go. Vision preparedness. Good to see you, brother. Drive safe.
You want receipts. You want your money to go. You want to be able to check boxes as to where your so-called donation to America is going to go.
Yeah.
Where does it go?
Yeah. Yeah, I would
no
like
bias,
to know
no bullshit.
Everybody.
I'm not baiting you. I want to know.
No, great question, Livingston man. Rob, thank you so much for calling in tonight. Always great conversation. I know the chat loves hearing from you. It's good conversation. It's intelligent conversation, and we really, really appreciate you, my friend.
I love you guys too, and I'll talk to you next week.
Absolutely, my friend. You stay safe, and thank you so much for calling tonight, Rob. Do you want to any last words of advice before we go? Rural 2, I see, is on at 9 p.m., and I'm trying to get out the door before he goes. So give the folks a last word.
90 seconds.
I would say to allude to what Lou was talking about, everything is made of plastic. Watch Landman. He explains it great. Billy Bob Thornton. It's a great show. Watch it, and it'll explain everything that you need to know about oil and what it plays in our day-to-day life, because it is everywhere. It's everything that we touch, everything that we are on, everything that we use day-to-day, our phones, everything. It's oil. Everything is derived around oil. Gold and silver. Definitely invest as much as you can when it's low. Right now, gold is way up. Silver is down, but invest where you can. And even consider a little bit of maybe branching out your market and looking into cryptocurrency. And as much as everybody else hates it, it might end up being the new phase that moves away from the petrodollar into a crypto dollar. So it's not a bad thing to get into.
More fake. Hell yeah.
Well, it's not the U.S.
more
dollar.
Fake, yeah. More fake money. Exactly. It's fake money. Everything that we deal with is fake money. It's ones and zeros on a board or in our bank account. It's all fake. None of it is tangible. You go to the bank tomorrow. If you got $15,000 in your bank, go and try to take that $15,000 out of your bank. I guarantee you that you can't. Even though it's in your bank account, you can't do it because they don't have that on hand. They don't have it. They don't have tangible money on hand.
That's too much, Florida man.
For anyone to take money out.
That's too much. That's too much.
$15,000. If I try to take $15 out of my bank, they'd be like 30.
You don't have that
overdraft charge.
Would
you like to pay $75 to get $15?
Ladies and gentlemen,
all right. You guys,
thank you.
You boys have a good night.
You too, brother.
Thank you so much for calling.
Love y'all.
Have a great one. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on this We All Gonna Die Wednesday and investing your most valuable resource here with us, your time. We appreciate you. We appreciate all the donations. We didn't quite reach the 10, but you guys were more than generous with your donations. We will have a doomsday clock.
We need a hero.
It's happening. It's happening. Livingston man.
I need a hero till the end of the night. Hey, Alexa, you know what day it is? It's We All Go Die!
Rural 2 IC is going live right now. You guys should go over there. Rural 2 IC, the Rural Report. Go check him out. Sorry, I don't have it. No mod. Appreciate y'all.